I'm just confused all the time.
How does that make you feel, though?
Bad. Everyone likes women. Everyone loves Batwoman, and I don't understand why she has no character development. And, you know, all Billy wants to do is talk about the Saints game. I just want to talk about the Blu-rays, the complete saga, Star Wars. George Lucas fucked it up.
Well, it was the first time I've seen Star Wars. I thought they were pretty good. What do you have to say about that?
No. All I want, my friends don't want to talk about pussy. I just want to read comics.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll get through. I think our time here is up. I'll see you next week for another session.
Okay. I gotta go do this nerd video thing with my friends. Thank you.
Okay. Woo, Green Lantern. Hell yeah.
Invincible nerd.
So how's therapy this week, man?
It was good.
Alright, it's good, man. I know it's a hard time, but it just takes a while for people to accept the nerd inside, you know?
Yeah.
You know, you'll get through it, man. You'll get through it. But let's review some comics, alright?
Oh, okay.
Alright, I'm Ethan.
I'm Francisco.
And we are Invincible Nerds. And this week we got some good comics, some great comics, and then some very fucking terrible comics.
We mean bad.
And yeah, abysmal. But we're gonna go ahead and start things off with Marvel.
Okay. Pick up Carnage. It's a limited series, 1 of 5.
Carnage USA.
With Zeb Wells.
Who's doing, I believe he's the one doing Avenging Spider-Man right now.
Yeah, and we you can totally tell me. The dialogue is like, the artwork is actually pretty good. I think it's all like computer generated though. I don't know. It looks good though. If you remember the Extremists for Iron Man, same shit. But I mean, this Carnage is taking over like a whole town, and he's gonna fuck shit up, and he's gonna fuck shit up. That's about it. So
I already don't like it. I mean, I dropped Avenging Spider-Man, which is written by the same guy, because it was
like in the first issue.
It was gimmicky as fuck, and the thing with Carnage, I think Carnage is a gimmick. I don't even. I mean, it took Venom to. Like, it took a different writer to, you know, attach himself to Venom in a different way for me to even enjoy Venom. But I mean, this is just Carnage being Carnage.
I mean, if you like Carnage because you, I don't know, you like it, I guess, it's alright. But I mean, if you're on the fence of getting it, don't bother.
Alright, but we're going to go ahead and move on to New Avengers.
And I mean,
I'll hold it up. We
don't
want to see the Mario ads on the back.
You know, the thing is, they just transitioned from, you know, Norman Osborn's all, hey, I'm going to have my own team, you guys did me wrong. And then just skip the whole, okay, well, you were a really fucked up guy once. Like, completely just skip over all that shit to where, like, he's just, like, running around doing shit.
Alright, well, here's the thing that kills me, alright, and this is a big problem for me, at least. Like, whenever they did Dark Avengers, they built up Norman Osborn as, you know, he was the Iron Patriot, he had his own Avengers team, but it was justified because he saved the free world by killing the Skrull Queen. So it was acceptable that that the world accepted him as, you know, the deterrent of evil and all that stuff. Like, that made sense to me.
He saved the world, so.
But now, like, he was revealed as an insane person in front of everybody. He started a war with Asgard, and he got broken out of, like, a maximum security prison, and he just kind of randomly threw together a bunch of fucking, like, nobodies to be in his new Avengers, or his new Dark Avengers, sorry. And for people to just be okay with that and not even question it, that bugs the fucking shit out of me. Like, really does. Like, I mean, it's a comic book, and I understand that there's a fucking bridge of disbelief that we all must go across, but come the fuck on that one. Like, that one really gets me. Like, I am raging right now. Like,
no, I get it.
No,
they just skip all that shit. They just skip B and just jump straight on C and then just fly on through F.
I will say the one thing that does kind of do justice to this comic, it has really great artwork. And there's some pretty cool one-liners from Spider-Man.
Spidey took the cake on this.
And I really hope that me hating the new Dark Avengers and all the things that I just listed will be overshadowed by them throwing. Apologize for the jump cut. Anyway, I hope that the next issue will be better because they finally throw down, and maybe that will overshadow my complaints of the storyline so far. But right now, just not digging it. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and grab what is the kind of the big release in the prelude to Avengers vs. X-Men, and this is Avengers X Sanction. And the premise of this, let me hold that up. Sorry, we don't want that. But the premise of this is, Cable somehow lived, go figure, and he's gonna come back and he's gonna kill the Avengers. There you go.
Big fucking jump. You think okay? If you read Second Coming, he got fucking disintegrated. Like his ass is gone, and then he just comes back.
Well, like they explain it as he wasn't dead. He got transported to like the end of time or something, where there's only one lone person left. And he arrives there, by the way, and this was like one of those like nagging details that got me. He arrives there, his arm's missing, his face is like torn off or whatever. And then like the next panel, his metal arm is back and he has shit on his face. And maybe, I don't know, maybe the guy did something, but they don't really, it doesn't really.
It's just there.
Yeah,
you kind of have to accept it. I mean, you have to like subtly hint. Like he could have drawn like parts on the floor or shit. I would have taken that. Like, okay, he obviously put them on, but they were just there.
Yeah, and the thing that kills me, or like, I mean, besides the fact that this is a terrible comic.
No, it's bad comic.
But I mean, another thing that gets me is that, I mean, here's a guy who he constantly reiterates that he's a soldier. No, war is all he's known. I get that. But for him to irrationally just jump back in time to kill the Avengers because one guy was like, yeah, I really wish Hope didn't die. And Cable's like, who killed them? And he's like, oh, the Avengers killed her. Why would the Avengers kill her?
Maybe she was caught in the crossfire. We don't fucking know.
Yeah, he just goes, oh my god, I realize that the Avengers are these good, just people and they're Earth's mightiest heroes, but clearly they were going to kill her, so I must go kill them. And then he goes back and he fights Captain America.
He owns Captain, and in a way you would see, what the fuck just happened?
In a way that like a Marine would beat up a kid in a playground. Like, it was, I don't understand, like, I mean, I understand that, the story is supposed to center around Cable fighting the Avengers, but for Cable to destroy Captain America the way he does makes no sense.
And not like that, the way he lured Captain, like, that was bullshit. Like, he takes out Falcon, he goes, I left the Falcon, he's gonna follow the Falcon, and Captain's all, there's the Falcon, he forgot to take out the Falcon, I'm gonna follow the Falcon. Just like I thought it would happen.
Yeah.
Hey, Captain.
But I mean, Captain America is a super soldier, has his own fighting style, and he's fought along with everyone. He has saved the planet, he has saved the universe, and Cable bitch slaps him like it's nobody's business. Like, it just takes him out instantly, and of course, there's a cliffhanger, and it's just next week, Cable versus Iron Man.
Yeah.
I feel like it's poorly written, has bad dialogue, and I mean, maybe we're just not Jeff Loeb fans. Maybe it just doesn't click to us, but we found this was terrible. It was just bad. But hey,
So
I mean, if you want a prelude to Avengers vs. X-Men, that's fine.
If you want a prelude, I guess you have to read this shit.
Yeah, I mean, quite honestly, I think you're probably better off without it because this was bad.
You can finally just ask someone why, and then you'll save yourself a couple headaches. Alright, we're gonna move on to motherfucking DC and Green Lantern, issue number 4.
And this one, 3 left out with a cliffhanger where Hal Jordan disintegrates inside the yellow power battery. And in this one, instead of showing how he comes back, he just poof, he's back.
Pretty much the battery just goes, oh wait, you're not Sinestro.
Yeah, Hal Jordan just resurfaces. They get captured. Basically, you find out that everyone on the planet hates Sinestro, go figure. And Sinestro has kind of like a moment of, like he does a good deed, and Hal Jordan gives them the idea to give everyone all these rings. And like, 100 rings so that they can all fight back, take the planet.
Now, they're entrapped, so he gives them all one ring against like this kind of thing that they're trapped in, wouldn't be much good. But a bunch of people fighting within to get out, that would break it up. So, thus, he gives everyone the ring. And then, instead of like, working together to escape this fucking prison, they turn on Sinestro. Now we can take our revenge on you.
Which I mean, like, it's understandable, but I mean, I feel like the story is kind of like wavering right now, like just a bit. Like, I mean, Jeff Johns writes the best Green Lantern stories, and I think maybe it's because we're fans or something, but I feel like the story is wavering just a bit. Like, I feel like
it seems like he's having, like, he wrote this on an off day.
Like it's going somewhere, and we want to see where it goes. But right now, it's like at that little like rut in the road, and we just don't know what the hell's going on.
Then again, he does have his hands full and shit.
Yeah, I mean, go figure. But I mean, overall, I mean, it is total filler issue, but it's Green Lantern, and you still need to read it.
I think the best part was how he has like a little bit of power left, and he asks himself, if I could make one more construct, what would it be? And it's a Carol.
Yeah, like that was a cool character moment. Like,
it was.
It is. I mean, though we have gripes, and we're clearly raging this week because of like we paid money, but like I will say it Green Lantern, what it lacks for in like story, it makes up for it in character moments. Like, there's a lot of great character moments for Hal Jordan and Sinestro. Definitely. So if anything, pick it up for the character moments, and there's a pretty badass splash page in there that you should all check out. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to Grifter issue 3.
All right, so it's been like nonstop action the last couple of issues, but they're into issue number 4, and they haven't. We kind of know some shit is going on, but we don't really know what the fuck is going on as far as the plot goes.
And then just to kind of spice things up, they throw in Green Arrow. Like,
yeah, I mean, he just shows up for a couple of pages.
Yeah, and
it wasn't really doing it. This issue was kind of whatever. I mean, I still liked it, but I mean, it can't just be all shoot 'em up. There's got to be some story.
I feel like, I mean, we're getting action and we have characters. But that's it. There's really, I mean, we get it. He's fighting aliens. Aliens are bad. No one believes in that there's aliens. Government's trying to cover it up.
That could have been done with 2 issues.
I feel like they could add more story to the government conspiracy and the aliens. But right now, it's just the guy in the mask shooting people. So unless it picks up, I'm done.
Probably.
But we'll go ahead and move on to our top picks of the week. And I realized that I said there have been some good and some bad, and we've mostly just raged about the bad, but these 2 amazingly amazing books will completely overshadow the bad because these were so good. They were just that good. They were so good, they made us we will forget about these.
Yeah.
And the first one is
X-Force.
18. It came in a poly bag, by the way. Which, I don't know why Marvel keeps doing that, but whatever. We'll accept it.
It was just a fucking clever ass technique for people who collect this shit that you want to read it, so you'll buy fucking 2. It's fucking evil kind of genius.
But we're gonna move on to the story.
Yeah.
And if ever there was a beautiful ending to a storyline, this was it. This was the ending. Like, I mean, this took you through the spectrum of emotions. I mean, there were moments where you're fucking pissed. There are moments where you're like you're deeply saddened. I mean, there are happy moments. I mean, literally,
and then just moments that just leave you speechless.
I mean, it's just beautiful. This is like the conclusion.
Okay.
I mean,
well, starting off in story, well, okay, well, how do you want to do this?
I would try it. Like, I feel like we can't really talk about the story without spoiling it. But let's just say everything is full circle, amazingly, it's just beautifully crafted. I mean, even the beginning, the first arc of Uncanny X-Force where Phantom X killed the Kid Apocalypse, even that comes into play because that kid, if anyone's been reading, like, Phantom X kept the body in stasis? Well, that comes into play this time. And let's just say that kid has some sick powers, and he's not the Apocalypse you think he'll be. And, I mean, there's this amazing moment with Psylocke, and where she gets
oh my God.
this kind of beautiful moment where she sends him in the psychic world of.
If ever there was a life worth living, you see it in.
Yeah, like you see the life that she kind of shows that they should have had. Like, I mean, you get to see Sunfire from the Age of Apocalypse make the ultimate sacrifice, wishing that the world that this the X-Men world now won't be plunged in the world that he's in. Like, he does everything he can to stop it. I mean, it's quite frankly, Uncanny X-Force, if you haven't been reading it, big mistake, especially because the way that this
definitely action-packed.
I mean, the way that this big storyline ends, is just phenomenal. It really is truly fantastic.
So definitely, it would do you great injustice if you didn't pick it up.
And then our final pick of the week, or our top pick,
Batgirl.
issue 4, and what I've liked about this series so far is that Gail Simone has been like, you know, constantly showing, like, comparing like Barbara Gordon, who's trying to prove herself as a vigilante, and you know, it's kind of like throwing like her traumas in front of her and like making her face them, like how she was a paraplegic and a cripple, and how like she's trying to prove herself, and it's, I mean, and everything that's been kind of building up finally comes to the front in this issue.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, this dude Mayor, he obviously had some fucking mental issues, but I mean, Barbara, Batgirl, whatever, she really had to think on this one, and I mean, I don't know, it's just like really good detective skills.
you know, like
She just had really good detective skills that made you just, I don't know, I can't even.
it makes you respect the character more. That like she like in most comics where like, you know,
Like, you know, they fucking get
they
like,
beat the crap out
like,
of people.
Eureka, I know what to do.
Or well, not even that, but I mean like most comics where they just beat the crap out of the villains to solve the problem. She wins by using her wits, but in kind of like in a very clever way.
Yeah.
Like
Definitely.
this villain's been showing her you know, her problems, all her traumas, everything, that all her phobias. He's basically been throwing in her face. And then she turns the tables and does the same to him.
Pretty much, she's been having to fight herself a long way with it.
And then,
I mean, oh, look at that. You have to fight herself. And the guy's called Mirror. Oh.
yeah, but she, pardon the pun, reflects everything into him. Like, it was a really great moment. And what I really liked, and this is just a small side note, I kind of like that she's very clean. Like, all these, like, you know, like all these superheroes, every once in a while they'll drop some F-bombs or whatever and have like a bunch of asterisks and shit that'll bleep it out. But I mean, with her, she actually says, like, you know, I hate vulgarity, because someone was about to say a vulgar statement, and she, like, freaking roundhouse kicks this dude right in the face. And she's
I think
like,
the most she said is, like,
vulgarity.
I think this is the first time she said any kind of, like.
She said butt wipe.
Yeah, she said butt wipe.
And,
Yeah.
like, but, I mean, it was kind of cool, though, because, like, I mean, granted, you know, sometimes vulgarity is useful. But for her to actually go out of her way to say that she doesn't like being vulgar, and the fact that the comics actually have been very clean so far.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice it until she said it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's actually kind of refreshing for a comic to be clean and fun and action-packed and smart.
It gives you kind of like a sense of, like even greater character depth for a Barbara. Like it really does. Like you read and you're like, damn.
Yeah, I mean, and then
It makes you feel shitty for cursing, really.
No, I mean, I don't feel bad. It's a refreshing thing.
I like that
they added that in there.
I like that those two robbers had an app for like to know where Batman is.
That was funny.
Yeah, you see him. You like get on your app and you hit this button, and other people, oh cool, he's over like by the waterfall. We can like fuck shit up. And Batgirl's
like whenever she's beating them up, they're like, "There's no app for her." Like,
yeah,
but
it's really cool.
Overall, it's a good ending. I mean, granted, we're not singing the praises nearly as much as Uncanny X-Force, but Uncanny X-Force has been building up for 18 issues, mind you. And this is only 4, but the impression that this comic has given us after 4 issues is great. I mean, it was our number 2 pick for the best of the new DC reboot. Like,
and indeed it was. I think.
We stick by
It's
that.
safe to say that the first story arc is over.
Yeah, well, it is. I mean, the first storyline's over, wrapped up, and it's moving on to other things. But
as far as that first introduction to this comic, hey, they did a phenomenal job.
So overall, I mean, if you're gonna pick up 2 comics this week, Uncanny X-Force, Batgirl, both great, especially Uncanny X-Force, which is fucking mind-blowing.
It really is.
But yeah, I mean, that is gonna wrap it up for this week in comics. Be sure to subscribe, click that button that's right up there, subscribe to our videos. We have videos every week. Be sure to leave us comments, feedback, everything. If you have any questions, want to suggest a comic, want us to read your comic, send an email to ethan@celstudios.com. Be sure to go to our website for updates at invinciblenerds.celstudios.com. We're always posting new articles, new videos, links to new stuff, opinionated things, all kinds of cool shit, burps, you know, everything. And, you know, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and if you're too lazy to go to our site, we're always posting stuff on Twitter. We're very personal, we'll respond. And otherwise, that is it for this week. I'm Ethan.
I am Francisco.
and we are Invincible Nerds.
Adios.